Hey guys, it's Maymay. You know when you have these beautiful paper packs like this and you use them on a project, but you end up with like one or maybe two pieces of cardstock left that you don't know what to do with? Well, today I'm going to show you how to turn this into a little memory catcher or a little album that you can use over and over again and will make a perfect gift. So let's get started. Now, the first thing I want to talk to you about today is kind of a best practice that you really do need to get in the habit of. When you have 12 by 12 pieces like this that have these branding strips and you want to remove this, it's very important that you put this into your trimmer on 12 inches and then trim away whatever is there. The reason I say this is if you only cut to where the pattern stops or where the image stops, you may be cutting a piece that's actually bigger than 12 by 12, and when you go to assemble something, it'll be a little off because you started with a bigger piece than you realized. 49 Market does it pretty tight, but some of the manufacturers will have a little bit extra on there, so you just want to make sure you are starting with a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock. Now the next thing you want to do is you want to cut this guy down, and we're going to cut it into 3 pieces. We're going to cut them into 4 by 12 inch strips. Okay, so you'll get 3 pieces from this cardstock. And this works with any 12 by 12. It's all the same. It doesn't have to be patterned. I just think it's a neat way to use up those little straggler pieces that we have. Now this guy here, we're going to leave him 4 by 12. I'm going to move him aside. That's what I want him to stay. These two guys, because of where they're going in our book, I need to make them slightly smaller than 4 inches. So now that I've got it cut to 4 inches, I'm going to come back to my trimmer and I'm coming back 1/16 of an inch and I'm going to trim away just a sliver. And you'll see, I'm going to show you how big this sliver is, just to make this smaller than 4 inches. That way it'll fit between our score marks better in our build when we get there. So there's that one, and we're going to do the other one the same. So one of them we don't edit, 2 of them we just take a sliver off. Now we may still have to take a tiny bit more off when we get to building. I don't think that we will, but we might. All right, so these 2 are our trimmed down 4 inch, and this is our full 4 inch. You do want to keep them different because we need to score them different. So taking your full 4 by 12 piece, the one we did not edit down, pay attention to the orientation, and if it matters, you'll want to make sure that the top of your page is in this top corner of your scoreboard. You're going to score first at 4 inches, then at 5, at 9 inches, then at 10. Now this cardstock is super thick, so I'm going to flip it over and do it again so I score both sides. I find I get a better score on these super thick pieces when I do this, and it also keeps me from getting too much cracking, especially on darker paper like this. All right, so there's our first piece. Now our next 2, these are the 2 we trimmed down. They're super easy. You're going to score them at 4 inches and at 8 inches. Do that to both of those pieces. And you still want to keep these guys separate from your full piece, but the score marks will let you know which is which. So this is my piece that has the 1 inch scores. They're 1 inch apart from each other. Let's go ahead and fold and crease this guy. Now I want the plaid to be the outside of my album. So I'm just going to fold it on all the lines with the plaid to the inside. Same here. Now our final build will look like this. Isn't this adorable how it just folds up automatically for you? But we need to add our little, what I call leg pieces inside of here. And that is the pieces we did earlier. Now with these, I'm going to also fold them and crease them down. We're kind of folding and creasing them in an accordion manner. Okay, so this top section is my short score. Okay, this is going to be the flap that closes our book. There's a 1 inch gap between, that is this piece here, the 1 inch gap. This section in here is where we're going to glue to, okay? So I'm going to take this piece and I want to glue it between those score lines. Now this is why we trimmed this guy down a little bit, because if we didn't, we could get some resistance at our scores where we're folding this in. Do you see that? So this gets glued completely down, unless, let me show you an option. These 2 pieces here are scraps from the same pack, and they are 1 inch by 4 inch. And what I'm going to do is score these in half at 1/2 inch. So I'm just using my trimmer here to do this. And lay that down and run my little score blade in. And then I'm going to do the same with this guy. So what I want to show you here is this. If you glue this piece directly down, just like this, and then this closes inside your album, and you do that here and here, which is the original build for this album, you can hold 10 photos inside of here. But if you wanted to hold more, say you wanted to do like the 12 days of Christmas or something like that, if you took these little strips that we just made, okay, and you glued them to this side, right to the edge, and then you glued this guy on top of here like so, then this guy would open out to give you another page. So let me show you what it would do. I'm not going to do it today. I just want to show you this as an option. So you see you'd have another page here plus all of these if you wanted them, okay? So you'd put one here and then you'd put one down here and glue your page on. Now I'm not going to do that. That's just an option if you want to add more. I'm going to glue this directly down just like I had planned to do it in the original one that I made, because I just am good with 10 photos in this guy. So gluing a whole square just like this, okay? And we're gonna make sure he clears both score marks and he lines up to the edge. You can stand this guy up like this and tap everything into place. Check your scores and make sure he's in there. You see how those will close up really nice? And you want to have one going in one direction and one going in the other. It doesn't matter which direction. You can decide that. I'm going to have one going this way, and I'm going to have this one going this way. And it really doesn't matter if they're folded correctly at this point. Like if I put it here, it is. But if you accidentally glue this down and you're like, oh no, it's not folded right, just change your fold. It'll be perfectly fine. So let's add some glue here. I've made quite a few of these, and last year, this was Shannon's gift. She made everybody one of these, including everybody in the office, and they were so cute. All right, so I'm going to glue this down here. I'm going to even it at the bottom. I want it to line up at the bottom, but I also want it to avoid my score mark there. So that's a nice even attachment. And here's what happens. This folds in like this, and this folds in like this, and then this goes up, and then this comes over, and it is so cute, okay? So that is the basic assembly. Let's go ahead before I forget and put our magnet on. So I'm going to be using one of the small magnets. You can use the large if you want, or you can do a belly band. On all the ones that Shannon gave away last year, she put a little belly band all the way around, and it was really, really cute. And she was able to make that belly band from one piece of 12 by 12 cardstock, because it will fold around this guy when it's done. All right, magnet up at the top, and I kind of put it low because I want to be able to glue paper down around it. And then pick up this backer off of it. Now again, just like with all our folios, when you bring this guy over, you want to make sure you get him nice and square before you press that magnet down. That way, he will stay that way. Wow, this cardstock is beautiful in this build. All right, look at that. We got him all ready to go to decorate. Now let me show you how I decorated him. Now I've cut for myself several squares that are 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, and I did them in green and in red. Now you'll notice that these are going to fit right inside here to be little mats for our pictures, and you can alternate the colors, or you can even use more pattern paper here. It'll be super cute. And then what I'm going to do, this is from our stamp set that's called Oh Snap. Let me show you the stamp set. Looks like this, and you get the little picture frame here, and then you have a lot of little sentiments you can stamp into the space. I'm going to place this down like this and kind of have them look like a photo dropped. I kind of like that look. Then I can always go to the ephemera pack and dress everything up. So let me go ahead and place all of those down, and then we'll come back and put some cutesies in. So gluing my last little photo spot in, and I want to give you a couple tips. Number one is this. You can pre-make your little photo spots. We do that. We have a stack of them made all the time. So when you need to put all these down, it makes things really quick. And honestly, you could stop here, maybe put a little decoration here. And this is really one piece of 12 by 12 with just a few other pieces added for mat and photo spots. But I'm going to look to the ephemera and maybe even some of my offshoots. Like these cuts were made when I was cutting these pieces here. And if you look here to the inside, that will fit inside there perfectly as a mat. So I ended up with those in red, and I think also green. My green didn't get quite as small because I used a different size paper. But you see how you can mat that little spine area and then put some cutesies in it? What I'm going to do is go to my ephemera pack and all the pieces I have been, saving up for from different projects, and see what I can do to dress this guy up. So let's do that. All right, you guys, you ready to see how I did it? So on the front, using the ephemera from the Christmas Spectacular pack that 49 and Market put out last year, these are some of the pieces. This is actually a chipboard word from the chipboard set, and there's another little bit of chipboard, but some of this is in the ephemera pack as well. So this is how I laid out the front, and then when you open this little tab, I hid my magnet with that one of the little ephemera, the round pieces, and I just put a piece of scrap cardstock there. Then when we open it up, you can see I have little bits of ephemera everywhere. And we open this guy up, just a little bit of decoration. You can always add more, just a little bit of something. And can you imagine when you put all your smiling holiday Christmas photos in there, how cute it's going to be? I love this little album. We actually did this album as our open house project last year because it was just so fun and easy to do. And can't you see, giving that to every person that comes to your house for the season? Make a bunch, put them in a basket at the door, put them at their place whenever they sit down at the dinner table. It'll be so cute. And I cannot wait to see what you do. Now listen, I know everybody's not doing Christmas in July. So if you make this in another theme, or if you make it in Christmas, I want to see it. Head to our customer gallery, share your photos there. You can also join us on our Facebook group at MaymayMadeIt, and so did I. We have so many folks over there crafting and lots of inspiration for you. All right, if you enjoy this little guy, this little photo album, we're going to link some other albums and other gift idea playlists for you guys here on the screen. So if you need to get some other ideas, click on one of those. And until next time, bye now.